Fashions come and go, but very few have survived the test of time. But a few hairstyles have managed to not disappear completely. They've survived for centuries in various forms. The topic of hairstyling is one that's very intriguing and revealing, so join us as we delve deep into this discussion today. So today it's all about hairstyling on the show, and I have my lovely guest with me who's going to tell us a little bit more. Maybe you can start by introducing yourself and just a little bit about you.
Thank you for having me. My name is Hope Wanyika. I'm a beauty consultant, I'm a trainer, and I'm a cosmetologist as well.
Oh, wow. Well, great to have you on the show. Welcome.
Thank you for having me.
So we're talking hairstyling. Why would you tell someone that hairstyling is so important?
Well, hairstyling is a way of expressing one's personality. It gives an opportunity for one to express themselves, and to some it's even part of their identity. There are some people who are just identified by how they look, so hairstyling gives people that opportunity.
Yeah. When you said it's part of their identity, I immediately thought of like dreadlocks.
Yes.
But it seems like people that I know who have dreadlocks at some point just kind of cut them off and go bald and make a life decision, as it seems.
Yeah, you see, hairstyling is very versatile, and like I said, it can be used, or it can be a platform for one to express themselves. So like you're saying, one can have this kind of a look at some point, and they can drastically change it to a different look, and that's what hairstyling provides for people. You can change from one look to another through different mediums or through different ways, like cutting off, like changing the hair color, like altering the length of a hairstyle. So all these provides that opportunity for one to fully express themselves.
What effects do facial features have on a hairstyle, and how can we sort of tailor ourselves to fit certain hairstyles?
Well, facial features play a very important role. They can be used to either accentuate a hairstyle or even to hide some faults, let me say. For example, you know, we are all made differently. You can find somebody, say, with maybe a bigger forehead or a longer leg.
Guilty.
So you can use a hairstyle to either, you know, make that more seen, or you can hide it in one way or another. You'll find somebody using, let's say, hair bangs to, you know, hide the forehead or something like that. So facial features are very important to a hairstylist because they can be used to either alter a hairstyle, hide something, or even accentuate a particular facial feature.
So when it comes to styling hair for children, is it different from adults, and what are sort of the similarities and differences there?
Well, it's different for children because you want to give a child a look that suits them. Secondly, you'll find that the texture of the hair is different from a child compared to a child and an adult. So you have to handle children's hair differently than the way an adult's hair is handled.
Natural versus relaxed or textured hair. What's your take on that?
I'll say natural. Our natural hair is beautiful, is versatile, you can do a lot with it. But again, it depends with the people's preferences. But for kids, I'd advocate for natural, you know, treatment. This is because a child's hair is still developing. The many parts are still not fully developed. So we do want the child to nurture their natural hair more than, you know, textured hair or chemically treated hair.
Yeah, and yet we do see products on the market advertising for children's hair specifically, different relaxers, and you know that are kid-friendly. Is that a thing, or?
Well, I'd say yes. There are products that are meant for kids, like the relaxers for children. You see, a relaxer is meant to change the texture of the hair. Sometimes the hair texture can be so tough for kids to handle or to manage. So they can be textured or they can be relaxed for easier manageability. But like I said, since the child's hair is still developing, it's good to use children's products. And we have very many products that are tailor-made for kids, like total range of shampoos, conditioners, detanglers that are meant for kids. Okay. So there are products that are available for them out there.
Right. You said you prefer natural hair, but growing up we were kind of taught into this you know, straighten your hair and the hot combs and the blow dries and all of that. So where do we draw the line between that type of, at least my generation, versus the kids that are coming up today?
I'll say like parents play a very important role in that. You know, some of us grew up knowing that beauty is pain because of what we had to go through.
Yeah.
But things are different now. We are more knowledgeable. We have a lot of information out there. So important to start from the parents. We need to nurture our kids to know that our natural hair is beautiful, is fine. And again, right now, like I said, we have different products that can help us in manage natural hair for kids. We have kids-friendly products, and so we don't have to continue with that narrative.
That cycle.
Yes, that beauty is pain, but we have products that are pocket-friendly, meant for kids, and at the same time, we are now more knowledgeable, so we can nurture our children well.
We know better, so we do better.
Oh yes, yeah.
How often would you say that one needs to visit, you know, a spa or a salon like the one that we're in right now to sort of just take care of their hair and treat it and condition it?
So for adults, it depends with what really do you want to achieve. We have people who say need to do styling more oftenly, for example, because of their profession, like sports people, maybe those who, let's say, swim a lot, so we don't want to have that chlorine on your hair. So these are people that visit the salon very frequently. We have others who just want to do styling, so they'll visit the salon more frequently. But just to treat your natural hair, between 4 to 6 weeks is enough time for you to do a treatment and shampoo your hair and, you know, style it to the next level that you are wishing to.
Yeah. What would you say is the biggest mistake that you see people making about their hairstyle?
People do not fully understand, number one, the hair type. Number two,
that's important because I learned at some point in my life that there are, you know, different textures and, you know, coarseness of hair. And yeah, I think a lot of people don't know that. That's
true. So once you identify what your hair type is, you'll be able to manage it well. The different densities of hair, the different hairstyles that are suited for different densities of hair. So it's important for one to identify that maybe what's trending does not necessarily fit me. It could be a hairstyle that is trending, but I have to consider my facial features, I have to consider my type of hair, the density of hair, even my profession, so that I can be able to style the hair accordingly. Yeah.
I remember going into a salon with just a picture of Rihanna and saying, I want to look like this, not considering anything else. So it's very important for
it happens a lot to many people.
Yeah.
You just see a hairstyle and you want to go for it, but maybe it doesn't suit your facial features, it doesn't suit your kind of profession, it doesn't suit your, you know, texture of the hair. So all these are things that should be considered. So this is something
that you would be able to advise people on?
Yes, sure.
Okay. We're going to take a look at some kids with some natural hairstyles that you can easily do at home in a moment. So we'll have that demonstration going on, but then we'll continue our conversation in a bit.
We're here at the kids section and we're about to show you what goes behind the scene of how they get to do their hair. Mommy, please tell us your name and how this process is achieved.
My full names are Modern Roda. Here the kids and teens hair stylist from Amolin. So our challenge is like now, it's back to school season. We are doing cornrows, basically like backlines and ponytail. So the challenges we face sometimes, maybe, of course, kids will cry sometimes. Maybe they reach at the gate and then they notice they're coming to the salon and they're like, oh, I'm not going to that place. So those are some of the challenges until you have to try and talk them, give them
a sweet here and there,
like biscuits to allow themselves to come in the salon.
Yeah. And you've mentioned it's back to school, like ni hairstyle gani una advise yenye unaweza songa mtoto that lasts for a long time?
So The hairstyle I can advise is maybe ponytail, like the one we are doing here.
Okay.
The same as that one.
Okay.
This one will last for like 3 weeks.
3 weeks. That's a good time. Yeah.
Even 4 weeks.
Yeah.
Depending on the size.
Okay.
So the other one is pussycat.
Yeah.
Those are 2 ponytails.
Yeah.
And that does not mean you can do just on all kids because some are not patient.
Yeah.
So in that case, that's why we prefer doing 1 ponytail.
Yeah.
It takes a short time and makes work easy.
And in terms of patience, I was going there. Like, we know kids are barely, they're not patient at all, especially when it comes to doing their hair. So how do you deal with a kid mwenye amekuja salon and they're very impatient, hawataki kusonga nywele? Like, which is the best hairstyle you can recommend that will take like a shorter time to do?
Like that one, we advise the brats.
The brats,
The
okay.
brats is a very simple hairstyle.
I know it, yeah.
Yeah, we just do rubber bands. So in like 30 minutes, you're done.
You're done, 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay, nice. And do you advise using adult shampoo on kids' hair?
Not at all.
Not at all?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Because the hair type is not the same.
Okay.
These are toddlers.
Yeah.
The scalps are still young.
Very sensitive.
And very sensitive. So we advise a mild product.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what challenges do you face? I'm sure there are mothers who come here and they're like, we want this hairstyle, ama there are kids who are like, no, I don't want that, I want this one. How do you deal with that?
So what we do, we have Pinterest.
Pinterest?
Yes,
okay.
Pinterest. For me, I'll just give her the phone.
Okay.
Tell her to choose the hairstyle she wants.
Okay.
Then we deliver.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
There you go, you've heard it from our experts. As you've seen, it's not easy to take care of kids' hair. I mean, their texture is way different from ours. All it takes is you need to be patient. And for them, simplicity and comfort goes a long way. But also remember, as your kid grows, you'll be able to experiment as many hairstyles as you like.
The Skin Therapy Show will be right back after this short break. Stay tuned because after the break, we are going to head over to Bridget, who's going to take us through the demonstration on natural hair.
Thank you, Joy. Welcome to another segment of the Skin Therapy Show where we get to share with you behind the tips of what goes on when it comes to beauty. And today I'm at Amolin Salon. Mami, Sasa, uko poa? Please introduce yourself and tell us more about what you do.
Okay. My name is Marceline Achieng. I'm a hairstylist here at Valley Arcade, Amolin Salon. I'm a braider, I'm a weaver. I do all types of hairstyles when it comes to hair matters.
Nice. So leo unatufanya nini kwa hii nywele?
Today we have our beautiful client here. We want to blow dry her hair. She has already had her hair washed nicely. So we want to blow dry her hair. Then after blow drying her hair, I'll do the partitioning. You want to do stitch lines today.
Okay.
So after blow drying, I'll just partition it and do some little cornrows inside to give me the startup for the stitch lines.
So you said you've already washed it. How often should you shampoo your hair?
It's advisable to at least shampoo your hair twice a month.
Okay.
Yes. But also it depends with the hairstyle you have, because some hairstyles can serve you like for 3 weeks, some can serve you more than a month, so it depends with the hairstyle you have. But it's advisable to at least wash your hair twice a month.
Okay.
And have it treated.
Nice.
Yes.
And tunafanya braids leo.
Yeah.
Do you advise to do braids regularly or once in a week, once a month? How often should you do braids? And is it good for your hair?
Okay. With braids, I wouldn't advise to do it like regularly, like after undoing braids, you return braids. No, I wouldn't advise that. We usually advise clients when they come, when you do braids this month, next month you should change it with something else. You should do like a weave or a cornrows, or we usually advise our clients also to just do plain lines with your hair And maybe when you're at home, you can leave it open. And when you're leaving, going to somewhere, you can put on a wig.
Okay.
Yes.
Nice.
Yeah.
And do you advise someone to cut their hair after 40 years, maybe? I don't know, that's a random question.
Well, I wouldn't advise someone to cut her hair. Okay, it depends with how your hair is behaving, because you know when someone hits 40,
Yeah.
the hormones also change.
Yeah.
So you will find clients, some other clients, their hair is still healthy, but some you see like their hair is fading. So if you see your hair fading, maybe you can cut, or if you see it's still, it depends with how your hair is behaving.
Okay.
Yes, after 40.
Okay. And in terms of braiding, not so many people are comfortable with braiding. How often mtu anafaa kusonga braids? You know, because I understand braids also are not healthy for your hair.
Yes, okay. When we have our clients here, we usually advise them. You can do braiding. Then after a month or after 3 weeks, when you come back, we will not advise you to do braiding again. We will advise you to do like maybe cornrows and other stuff,
Yeah.
but apart from braids.
Yeah, that means your hair needs to relax and just heal.
Yes.
Okay, that's good. So maybe you can show us a little bit of what goes behind the scenes. And then
Thank you so much, Bridget, for taking us through that procedure. I'm still here with Hope, and we are discussing different hairstyles. I understand that you wanted to discuss the do's and don'ts for children's hair.
Yeah, sure. Many parents make mistakes when handling their children's hair, but it's important to understand that a child's hair is a bit delicate. Number one, they are not fully developed. So one thing to avoid is a lot of traction or a lot of very tight hairstyles or very tight, say, ponytails. These are not good for kids because they affect the hair follicles as they develop. So we might end up hurting the child more than as we try to make them, look beautiful. Number two, some styles like braids are very good for kids. They are versatile, they stay long, they can be beautifully accessorized. So it's important to also choose the kind of braid that we are using on kids. It shouldn't be too heavy on the child. It should be light and easy for styling so that the kids can be able to enjoy the hairstyles as well. And as I mentioned earlier, as parents, it's important to instill in our kids that their hair is beautiful, their natural hair is beautiful. This gives them confidence, to rock the hairstyles and to believe in themselves. So we instill that they are beautiful, and I insist on saying that beauty is not pain. It should be a fun experience for the kids as well.
I wish I knew all of this information when I was younger. It's sad that I'm learning it, at this age, but it's very informative as well. And I think for parents watching, it's very helpful. In terms of just tips for maintaining natural hair, would you give us some?
Natural hair needs a lot of moisturizing, so avoid leaving the hair very dry. We should not assume that natural hair is just okay, that's just the way it is. We should not visit the salon or beauty parlors for any kind of treatment. So moisturize the hair. Sometimes it's important to have it, cut. These are the split ends that we keep talking about.
Yeah. Does that actually help hair grow? Because my hair guy says it does, but I don't believe everything he says.
Well, not really growing, because you are cutting the hair on the outside and hair grows from the inside. So what it helps is to, there's always wear and tear. The longer hair or the hair that has been exposed to styling, to the elements, it is prone to wear and tear as well. So when we cut those split ends, we allow the hair to have the fullness. The hair is, looks good. It doesn't have those very thin and spoiled hair at the ends. So chopping the hair or cutting the split ends does not make the hair grow, but it makes the hair look even better. And you're preventing further damage to the hair.
Yeah. Also, I want to talk about, we've talked about toddlers and children quite a bit. But what about people, 40 plus, as you're getting to that age? Is there any advice that you have for people who are concerned about their hair?
Well, there's a misconception that at 40, or above 40, a lady is supposed to cut their hair. And like I said, it's a misconception. This is because, as we grow older, hair tends to thin. This is, to do with our hormones, so hair tends to thin as we grow older. So when the hair is thin and long, it doesn't really look good on a woman. So it doesn't mean that a 40-plus woman should not have long hair, as long as we maintain the fullness and well-maintained hair. It is still okay to have longer hair. But what I can advise is cutting it shorter, not really chopping it off, will maintain the fullness, will maintain the volume. Some of women tend to do a lot of layering, to avoid having that drag look, because when the hair is thin and it's very long, it makes somebody maybe seem like the skin is sagging or something like that. So it's not about cutting the hair will make it grow faster, no. It's simply maintaining that fullness, maintaining that layers and volume of the hair.
Do you have any professional recommendations for what to do at home? Because a lot of people, maybe don't have the budget to be visiting, a salon every couple of weeks. So maybe they're looking for just something to do at home.
Well, there are many products that you can use at home, like the natural oils, like the coconut oil, avocado oil. These are very good on hair. So just try to identify what does your hair need. If your hair is very dry, then it needs moisture. If the hair is very oily, then you don't want to add more oil onto the hair. So identifying what your hair type is, what your hair needs, avoiding overstaying with a hairstyle for a very long time. And then
I think a couple of us have been guilty of that.
That's why we're here, to assist you in getting to know what your hair needs and how to take care of your natural hair.
Yeah. And how can people get in touch with you if they need your professional help?
Well, you can reach me. My number is 0723 727 188, and currently I'm at Vera Beauty and Fashion College as a trainer.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for your insight. I have actually learned a lot from you, and I appreciate that. I wish the knowledge had come earlier, but here you are. So thank you so much for being on the Skin Therapy Show. Remember, if you want to get in touch with us, we are on social media, on Twitter, on Instagram, and on Facebook at the Skin Therapy Show. You can reach me personally on Instagram and Twitter at Joey_Muthengi. We always appreciate you watching. Until next time, take care of yourself.